Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video, we got a repair-a-thon going on. We got 1, 2, 3 plate compactors to repair. I originally was only going to do one, but I said, hey, let's just make it a repair-a-thon. Let's get this done. Let's get all 3 done. They're all 3 from the same person. So let's do it all in one video, guys. They're all Hondas. So I'm going to show you what's wrong with them in the next clip here, and we'll get to repairing them. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned to the end for all 3 of them. Just needs some bolts for the handle. Not a big deal. That one obviously we don't need to make a video on. And then we got this one over here, this Makita plate compactor. This one just needs a recoil. You need to order it and put it on. Not a big deal. So that one's not going to make a video. But this one, supposedly this whacker right here, has no spark. And it's a Honda 5.5. But in one of my videos I tell you that Briggs motors can also work on Honda. So I think we can put a Briggs coil on this one. That's what we're going to find out. If not, we'll find a Honda coil. But these GX160s match up with Briggs horsepower, 5 horsepower 160s too. So let's get right into this and I'll show you how to change the coil on this bad boy. And it's going to be a long one. So timestamps down below. Okay guys, first thing we have to do to even get to the engine is remove this frame here. So we got 3 4-cent sockets. Those things are on there. Okay, so we're gonna bust out. Jesus, that is on there good. There we go. So we got 4 of these to remove. Hopefully the other ones are pretty easy. But then again, these frames get bent and moved and... Okay, so there's one. Now we'll come up down here. And we'll remove this one. There are 2 down here underneath the water jug for extra weight. I hate how they lock these motors in the frame. Makes it hard to work on. Okay, there's 2. And now the last one is going to be right here. Opposite side of the first one. Have you guys ever worked on one of these plate compactors before? If so, let me know in the comments below. I've worked on quite a bit of them. A lot of concrete guys out in my area. Okay, this one also has connections under it as well. So, which I believe 13 millimeter. to get those off. Okay, let me find my impact and we'll get to removing those. Okay, got my impact. So, reach right in here. Those seem to be on pretty tight too. Got one of them right there. Now let's get this other one out. Okay. Okay. Come on, don't make me remove the whole water thing. Okay, I think they're going to make me remove the whole water thing on this one. Okay, so 13 down deep for the remove the water gauge. There's one. And two. That one fell. Come on. Pull up the plug to drain the water. And there we go. We removed the frame. And the water basin. And we got that other bolt. So now we can fold this all the way forward. Okay, from here, we will get to work on removing everything, and we're going to check for spark first. So let's get right into checking for the spark. Let's start by removing the air filter, which is dirty as all hell, which is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, now we can get in here with the spark plug tester. So let me grab that off the wall. You can pick up these spark plug testers I'm using today at Harbor Freight for $4. They're good testers. Okay, dokie. Let's see what we got going on here. We got the switch on. This machine is showing it has spark. So, it's one of the reasons you don't always listen to the customer. So, now, what we'll do, since we're right there, since we know we got spark, let's check out that plug. See what's up with it. Because the customer said no spark. So, we're going to use our spark plug socket, 13/16, and we'll remove this plug. So what I want to do now is I'm checking the plug to see what it looks like. Now let's look at this together. Now to be honest, it's really, let's focus in. Come on, baby. It's really not even that
fouled. So I'm going to replace this plug real quick. And I want to put some starting fluid in just see if it pops. So let's do that real quick right now and see what happens. Okay guys, so we put a NGK spark plug in there. You know me, I love NGK. And now I just want to see if she fires up a little bit. So we'll see, you know, because they said it wouldn't start. We couldn't have started together when he brought it in, so we're gonna find out. Let's see. So choke on, switch on. That seems to be running fine. Huh. Well, it's running fine. Let's see, now that it started a little bit, let's see if it'll run without the choke. Okay, so it's only starting when choke's on, which after a while it should start up without the choke on. So I'm thinking what happens is the carburetor is bad a little bit. So we're going to take that apart and we're going to clean it up. Now, like I said before, even to get to the carburetor to clean it, you'd still have to take off this whole frame because it blocks the carburetor. Such bad engineering to make it that way. Like, in order to get to the carburetor, you got to take apart the whole machine. So while it's apart, we might as well do the carburetor cleaning. Maybe do, I'm thinking that's about it. All we're going to do on this one. So let's pop over and, well, let's get this carburetor off first. Hey, let's get to removing this carburetor. Man, I really kind of want to show you guys changing a coil. Here I am bitching about less work. Turns out I don't need to change the coil, but it would have made for a good video. So I get these compactors in all the time. So we got 2 tins down there. We got a tin up top. That's standard. And then it just gas off, choke on, slides right off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we're gonna check and see how much fuel we got in this bad boy. I touched the muffler. That was a dumb mistake. Don't ever do that. And we do got some fuel in here. So we grab these handy dandy fuel clamps. And we'll clamp it right on that fuel line there. Hang her up. Grab the pair of needle nose pliers. And we'll remove the choke lever. And we'll reach in here and pop off that fuel line. Bam. Now, remove the throttle linkage. Slide it right up. Move this out. Put it aside. There we go. Now, what we'll do is we'll remove this washer. This gasket, we'll clean it. And we'll check it out. Yeah, you can see it's really dirty. No fun, no fun. So I think, oh, well, I can guess. Okay, let's go over to the cleaner, clean this up. Okay guys, let's get into cleaning this carburetor. Now, first thing we're going to want to do is take off the fuel bubble right there by the petcock. Let that all drain out. We're going to take off the bowl. 10 millimeter for each one. There's the bowl. And the gasket. And the gas bubble. Now we're going to turn the gas onto the on position. Take off the bowl. Yeah, you can see the dirt buildup in there. Take out the keeper pin for the float. Remove the needle and the float. Now we're going to flip it up here. Now if you can see in there, you got that flathead brass jet. Use one of these, which is a custom screwdriver, just with the ends filed down. so it fits right in the emulsion tube. And you put pressure down and spin at the same time. Don't want to break that jet in there. And just unscrew it. Come on, baby. There we go. Once that's down, what I like to do is the old tap. And the emulsion or the air tube is not coming out. So we're going to put the screw, see if we can't get a visual right there. That little piece right there, that brass piece sticking out, that's the air tube. So what you want to do is you put your screwdriver in there, tap on the top of it, and pop, bam, came right out. Perfect. We can throw that in the cleaner. See if we can't see through this. You can barely, it has some film on it. Okay, now what we'll do is we got to take out what they call the pilot jet on these Hondas. So we got the idle screw right here. And now be very careful when using these to remove it. It's just a pair of dikes. Oh shoot, this one is busted. Oh boy, that could explain why it's not running so good. So now, so right here, you can see that it's busted. So that was our problem. So now we need to get that out somehow. So, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay guys, after all that time later, I finally got it out. There it was. So, we got a new one of these, we'll slap on. Let's, see, you never know what's happened when you work in this industry. So we're gonna put this all in the cleaner now and get it cleaned up. There's a before, and we'll get it right after. Okay guys, let's put this thing back together. As you see, I found a new part of one of those pilot jets. So yeah, that's why we keep everything we ever get, really. Not everything. I'll make a video one day showing like what to keep. Like when we dismantle a small engine, like you get one for free that doesn't need to be repaired. I'll make a video about that. But so if you guys made it this far in the video, I want to say stay tuned, because I decided that I'm going to do post-apocalyptic inventor style title and we're just going to do a repair-a-thon, and we're going to repair all 3 machines. So all 3 plate compactors will be repaired today. I figured that'd be a fun video. Just bust all 3 out since I got to do it anyways. And I'll show you guys how I do some of the other ones, because this customer just wants to do it the least amount possible and save money, which I'm going to show you guys how I do that for this customer here. Okay, so that's going to be fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to get it done. It won't be too long a video. There'll still be time codes, you know what I mean? So like I said, we're just putting this all back together. Now we're putting on the float or the gas bowl for the petcock there. Pilot jet right back in. Fits in there good. Idle screw. And just like that, my guys. Bam, look how clean that is. Looky there. Looks brand new, beautiful. Love these ultrasonic cleaners. Okay, let's put it back on. Okay guys, let's start putting this thing back on. Now we're gonna just start by doing this. And we want to put that fuel line in first so we can remove this clamp. And make sure the gas is shut off. So we can remove that clamp. Push that back down. There we go. Turn the gas on, make sure nothing leaks. But while we're doing that, we will slap the throttle linkage back on. We're going to pull it out a tad, move it over, open it. And if you guys are wondering, the main reason I changed my mind on repairing all three for the video is because all three of these motors, all three of these machines are three different machines, but they're all Honda 160s, GX160s. They're all different colors, but in each one has a different repair. So, you know, diversify, you know, corner the market, so to speak. So that's going to be fun because all three need a different repair. So we like to have fun here. We like to have fun and get it done. Slap that bad boy back on. Slap that choke back on. Put them both in the off position. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, perfect. So, 10 millimeters back on. Cleaning the carburetor on these are pretty easy. So anyways, if you guys like to see these, you know, repairs or anything else you guys want to see, let me know. I have like almost every machine, and I can get access to whatever you guys want to see. Even if it's something I own that already runs, I'm willing to show you guys how to change stuff or do stuff. You know, I just want to help the community out. That is my main reason I make YouTube videos. You know, because if it saves you money, I know a lot of my customers, even though they could do it themselves, they don't want to do it, so they bring it to me and I'll make money that way. But I want to show some people how to do it themselves. So let's turn the gas on. Let's see how she fires. I want to do it. My main problem is that this thing wouldn't work without using choke every time, and that's obviously not how it's supposed to be. So we're gonna see if she runs like this. So choke off, switch on. We're gonna choke it. We're gonna let it warm up. Fill it, slap it back on. There we go, fellas. Jackpot. Okay, so I'm gonna put this machine back together and then we'll get to the next one. Okay guys, now we're gonna work on this Honda GX160. This is a newer model because it has the fancy air filter and the air cleaner with the cyclone with the extra air, and then the upgraded carburetor. Now he's missing the recoil completely. I don't know what his employees did with it, but this guy wants to save money, seeing how he dropped me off 5 machines to repair all at once. So I always say, you know, used parts are cheaper than buying new parts. So I have a Predator 212cc engine, which is a, you know, Predator is Honda knockoff. I hate to say it, but they're good engines, but you know, they're Honda knockoffs. This will match up and work perfectly fine, match the same color other than it says Predator on it now, but it won't go on there. So what we're gonna have to do is every time I take off a recoil, I always keep the basket. So we'll just replace the basket, and then this recoil should go right on there. And of course he has none of the bolts, but when I take a recoil off, I keep the bolts that come off with it. So now, these things are a lot easier if you have a nice impact, air impact to get these off. 19 millimeter on there, and bam, take it right off. So now all we gotta do is slap this basket on there. Start the nut by hand. Make sure the grooves line up. Right there. And lock it back on. Easy as pie. Now, it fits on there perfectly. So, all we gotta do now is just add some bolts to it. And this saves a lot of money than buying a Honda, a brand new Honda recoil that'll match it, and buy some bolts for it, when this one works perfectly good. And that's as easy as that to change those baskets. Okay, my only thing is I think the nuts go in there a little too deep, so let me back those off a little bit and see if it stops that weird noise. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to add some washers to these nuts so I can tighten them down. They're just going in too deep. That's the only problem. I can cut them off, but that's a pain in the butt. So let me add some washers and then we'll try to test start this one. Okay, fellas, since I added some spacers, I don't know if we can see that. So hopefully this thing, but you can see I added spacers right here, so it makes it thicker, so they're not rubbing anymore. So we're going to test start this and see if it works. Make sure there's nothing else we got to do. Probably not. All I said it needed was a recoil. So gas on, choke on, switch on, throttle down a little bit. There we go, guys. Jackpot on this one. Okay guys, last machine here. So it turns out at one point this thing was dropped. As you can see, it's caved in here. These things are heavy, so someone probably just lost control. And what happened was a bolt broke off in there. We drilled it out. Previously I put a bolt in there, but now the threads are damaged and it's all destroyed. So we're going to make it a permanent fix. I asked the guy if he wanted to do that. He said yes. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that, but also the recoil is also busted on this one too. Some people just like to pull stuff way too hard and just treat stuff way too bad, especially if it's not their machines. But, however, on this channel, we show you how to fix the recoils. They're real easy. Real easy peasy. So, seeing how this one has no string on it whatsoever, we're going to spin it back until it's nice and tight. And like I said, because I have a lot of machines and a lot of parts, I'm going to save this customer some money on this one too. We have a random handle from another machine that was blown up and some rope. Now if you guys want, I'll tell you a secret to save some money. All I use to fix these recoils is paracord. It is stronger than recoil rope and lasts longer, in my opinion. I know some people might say use recoil rope, but hey, you know, when you use paracord, you can use whatever colors you want. This one is camouflage because some people like camouflage. So we got that. Now we just go in and, well, this one needs to be lubed up a little bit. So we'll cut the ascend off right here and grease it up a little bit and slap it back on and work on how I'm going to show you how to fix this bolt. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got the recoil back on. That's running pretty good. I'm going to show you how to fix this. Now here is the regular bolt that it's supposed to have. Now as you can see, originally this snapped off and had to be drilled out. We drilled it out previously, and then we put a different bolt in there, and that bolt was lost, but the threads are destroyed again, and my taps aren't big enough to do 3/4 inch. So what we're gonna do is, I asked the customer, he said, yeah, go ahead, do what you gotta do. They don't take the handles off anyways. So we're gonna use JB Weld here. We're gonna start some. We're going to mix it up real good, slather it in there, and I'm going to show you. So all we do is put it in here, give it a good mix, real good mix. Now, I mean, some people, I just don't have a tap that big, you know. So this is how we're going to do it. And I know, you know, there's ways to refill it and then re-drill it, re-tap it, but on these machines I use so much weight and they're used so much that, you know, it's not viable. Maybe on smaller stuff, and we're just gonna smother that in there. Look at that. Just smother it all in there. I'm going to use pretty much all of it. I'm even going to coat it on the bolt, which I just filed down the ends there. We're going to make it like a self-driving bolt. We're just going to smother it on there. Don't be afraid to use a lot of this, especially if you're doing this repair. Now see, this is going to save some money here since I don't have to redo the whole thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to maybe put it through the part first. We're going to put it on there, and now I'm going to start the other side real quick before that hardens all the way, since the other one's fine. Nothing's wrong with that bolt. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take it just pound that son of a bitch in there. So now real quick, while that's doing that, we'll come over to this side and drop my phone. Okay, and now we'll make sure this side is going in good. Lean that back. You want to tighten this in all the way. I'm trying to do this pretty fast before that stuff hardens there. Yeah, this machine's old and very used. Even this bolt eventually it's not going to last, but that's okay. You know, we use them until they blow up. Okay, now we'll come back over here. And this bolt we'll pound in a little more. Okay, that ain't going anywhere. So now once that hardens, that thing will be permanent. Okay. Okay, guys. Uno, dos, tres, all three repaired. Let's start them up. Choke on, gas on. There they are, guys. All three up and running. This one with the handle is fixed. This one with the recoil is fixed. This one, new spark plug and clean carburetor. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more content. I had a lot of fun repairing all three of these videos with you guys. I mean, all three. Sorry, I messed up. You know, I'm going to keep that in. I had a lot of fun repairing all three of these plate compactors with you guys. Each one of these is a different style of Honda GX160. Each one of these needed a different repair. Each one of these is used every single day. I'm not going to show the oil changes on them because they're all the same. I'm just going to do them. But thank you guys for watching. You know, one of them is real old. I had to do some work to it. Stay tuned for more videos. If you guys like this Repair-A-Thon, let me know down below, and I'll see you on the next one.